Gaurangi, Radhe Vrindavaneshwari, Vanusute Devi, Nami Hari, Radhalakshe, Chittasya Kamaditarangamate, Vipamai Tvam Sharanam Prapanna, Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam, Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shrivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Everyone please chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, composed by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Madhavendra Puriji, he left the place of Khirchura Gopinath and walkingly he reached Jagannath Puri, and the news spread everywhere that Madhavendra Puri has reached. He was quite famous and popular there. The people there, they already heard the glories of Madhavendra Puri. Everyone was knowing that he is not an ordinary devotee. He is the one for whom Gopinath has stolen kheer for Madhavendra Puri. What is the meaning that Gopinath stole kheer for Madhavendra Puri? It was not an ordinary activity. Actually, Gopinath changed his own nature, his promises, just for the pleasure of his devotee. Gopinath ji has changed his own promises for his bhakta. What is the nature of the deity? What is the promise of a deity? That they never speak. This is a promise of a deity, that they don't speak. They are always mute. Whether anyone performs service or not, whether if anyone offers bhoga to us or not, if anyone make us sleep or not, if anyone sings glory and good prayers for us or not, we are not going to speak. This is the promise of the deity. This is the own nature of the deity. But Gopinath ji stole the kheer for Madhavendra Puri, and he changed his own very nature for the pleasure of devotee. He changed his own promise for his very dear disciple Madhavendra Puri Pad. Because of Vigra, a deity never asked for anything. But see, Gopinath himself stole the kheer, so they changed their own very nature. What is the nature of Radharani? Leftist mood. Radharani is very dear. Sometimes she loves, she plays. But when Krishna appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Radharani also changed her own nature. She was full of love. And sometimes she used to get upset from Krishna. But when Krishna appeared as Mahaprabhu, so Radharani also changed her own nature. And the same Radharani with appeared as Gadadhar Pandit with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what is the nature of Gadadhar Pandit? Oh, he's of submissive nature. Submissive. Gadadhar Pandit can never get upset. Radharani used to get upset sometimes. So Radharani also changed her own nature. But when she appeared as Gadadhar Pandit, she made Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have the taste of a devotee. So what is the meaning of Kheer Chori? To change the own nature. Gopinath changed his own nature. So the glories spread everywhere. Everyone in Jagannath Puri came to know that Madhavendra Puri has come here. So everyone with lots of devotion, they all paid their obeisances to Madhavendra Puri. They were giving respect and honor to Madhavendra Puri. Because before that, everyone used to consider him an ordinary devotee. But once, when they came to know about the glories of Madhavendra Puri, they started giving respect and honor to him. Just like Shukdev Goswami ji, he never used to wear a cloth. He used to be without any cloth. But when Shukdev Goswami ji was reaching near the Ganga, to Parikshit ji at Shuktal, which is around 3 hours drive from Delhi, when at that place Shukdev Goswami was speaking Bhagavata to Parikshit ji, but when he was appearing to that place, everyone was throwing stones and dust on Shukdev Goswami. They were considering him to be an insane. But Shukdev Goswami was so very observed in God that he was not paying any attention to those kids. So he never considered any offense from anyone. For example, if you say something to me, it depends on me whether I have to take that negatively or positively. You have no control and right on that. You may curse me, but whether I accept it or not, it depends on me. So if I accept it, and if I doesn't accept it, so there's no offense on your part. So similarly, so Shukdev Goswami was not concerned about how people are treating him because he was so very observed in the Leelas of Bhagwan, where his words, his action, everything was very much observed in Krishna. He was a Mahabhagavat. And why not? He is the parrot of Srimati Radharani. He's not an ordinary like us. He's a very dear parrot of Radharani. So it is quite natural for him, very natural. Similar is Madhavendra Puri Pad. Everyone is of paying obeisances to him. Everyone is respecting him. But when Shukdev Goswami was appearing to To speak out Bhagavad to Parikshit ji, everyone was paying obeisances to Shukdev ji. Who were the members who were sitting to hear? Even the father of Shukdev Goswami was there. His own Guru Naraji was there. Parashar Muni was there. There were so many esteemed Guru Devs present there. But when Shukdev Goswami reached there, everyone was honoring him. And seeing that, so the kids who were before throwing stones on him, they were all astonished. And they were astonished to know he's so very renowned and everyone is giving respect to him. So whenever we hear the glories of anyone, our respect towards that person increases. Otherwise, we may consider that person ordinary. But once we get to know about the glories, our respect and honor towards that person rises. This is a nice shlok. If you want to memorize the shlok, you may memorize. And yesterday, Maharaji was speaking about the same. Like Madhavendra Puri ran away from the fame, similarly, you run away from the pratishtha or the man or the fame. It is the nature of the fame everyone knows in the world that the people who don't desire it, he gets to have this fame. It's one of the very nice teaching. Who doesn't want the fame in this world? Just ask yourself whether you want fame or not. Everyone desires it. Maybe someone may desire gross or subtle. Everyone is hungry for the fame. Everyone desires that fame. Everyone wants that fame. Like if you're serving someone, for example, if you're doing any service for a year, and then if among all the devotees, if nobody speaks about the work that you did, nobody glorifies it, nobody claps for you, so how will you feel it? Be honest and tell. But internally, from heart, we always desire the fame. We want the acknowledgement. We want everyone to know that I have done so much. Because this desire of getting the fame is within everyone. We desire this. But it is the nature of the fame that a person who actually doesn't desire the fame, he gets to have the fame from God. Those who don't desire it, they get to have that. And one who desires to have the fame, he used to run after so that he gets to get acknowledged. He works hard. He keeps on trying so that I get to have some fame. But he never gets satisfied because he always desires for more and more. But one who actually doesn't want the fame, he becomes popular in the world. If we perform a little bit of seva or service, we always desire that everyone should talk about us. But Guruji, he doesn't want to kill us after giving us fame. He doesn't want us to get poisoned because of this fame. because Guruji knows that we are bonded. But if we get a little bit of fame, so we may work harder, because we must keep on engaged in the service. So even sometimes Guru or Vaishnav, they give us fame because they want us to continuously get engaged in this. But everyone dances for this fame. He tries to do everything because he want everyone to acknowledge, because he want everyone to acknowledge him. So that we get on engaged in the service, Guruji sometimes gives us fame. He's so very compassionate because he always want us to get engaged in the seva. So he gives us the fame. But actually we think that it is a good thing for us. Like Sri Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj Ji, his guru, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada Ji, he gave a title. Like the Guruji gives title to his disciples, the system of giving honorary title, it gets started from Prabhupada. Even he got the title, Bhakti Siddhant. So he got the title Kirti Ratna. But when Param Guruji get to know that he got this title, Param Guruji was not happy to know this. He started weeping and he came to Prabhupada Ji and said, Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, I know that I cannot serve you very properly. I know this. There's no doubt in this. But after giving me this title, but you are giving me this honor so that I keep on engaging in this service. But I don't desire this title. I never want to leave your lotus feet. I never want to leave your service, whether you give me any title or not, whether you kill me or you love me. I am never going to leave you. So Param Guruji, the title that Prabhupada gave him, he was a little hesitant to get that title. He was a little hesitant. He was not happy. He was not happy that I don't desire a title. I want your service. So again, I am telling you this thing. Whenever we give example of our own, it is not given because we want to highlight ourselves. It is given so that the bhaktas who are coming in the line, who want to serve or who are already doing the service, they should know it. That is why I'm telling all these. I'm giving my own examples again and again. Many times Guruji used to call us because he wanted us to be known. He wanted us to get the fame. But why? Because so that we can continuously get engaged in the service. But what was the reason? What was the motive of the devotees? Whether you give us this fame or not, we want to get engaged in the service. Whether you will control us, still we want to work for you. Seeing this, Guruji gets to shower their mercies on us, that these disciples are doing so much for me. So his heart melts. Even the hardest stone, he melts when he sees. So even the stone-hearted heart gets melts. When you do and serve something, why won't he be happy? Why won't he be showing mercy? So there is so much of philosophy and doctrines. So whosoever is serving or whosoever desires to serve, keep this in mind that Krishna is watching your service. Those who don't desire pratishtha or fame, he gets to have the fame. And whosoever desires it, he keeps on weeping throughout. This is one of an important teaching for all of us. So Madhvendra Puri himself never told anything. But as soon as he reached Jagannath Puri, everyone started paying respects, giving honor to Madhvendra Puri. But whosoever loves Krishna, with the mercy of Krishna, the fame itself was walking behind Madhavendra Puri, though he didn't desire it. When devotion walks, she's not ordinary, she's Mahadevi, very much honored. When devotion walks, so even the mukti, it serves Bhakti Rani. Mukti, fame, it walks behind Bhakti Devi. Someone fans, someone throws in flowers onto their feet. Even the mukti, liberation, it walks behind devotion. So devotion is so very glorified. So all the fame, honor, and other, it gets to follow the one who runs behind bhakti. And one who doesn't desire fame, but keeps on engaging in the service, the fame follows that person. A person who serves without the desire of fame, only for those actually the fame is made by Krishna. But one who desires the fame and then work, they don't get to have the fame. This is a secret of fame. Have you understood? This is such a beautiful principle. Those who don't desire the fame, God has created this fame for them only. And those who desire it, they never get it. This is the secret of fame. This is the secret of fame. This is one level. Everyone has a level of understanding, different level of understanding. This is one of the level that I don't desire the fame. I'll hide myself. I won't disclose myself. But like I told you, Yudhishthir Maharaj Ji asked for fame from Krishna. There are many disciples, many devotees who ask for the fame. Why? Not for themselves, but for his God, for Krishna. Because then people wish, not because they want to become famous, but the fame of my God, my Krishna, this will rise. This is the nature of the devotee. Prabhupada Ji has said, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is telling that there are many people who get envious. The bonded people, they are quite envious. And one who gets to have the popularity, and the people get envious of those who get the fame. This is quite visible in the world around us. Try to understand it. Those who become famous, their followers, and the people who want to hurt them. There are so many people who get envious of the one who get famous. Nature. So the envious people, they get to have the envy from those who are quite famous. Why does it happen? Because the envious people always think why they are famous and why not I am famous. And this comparison, because of this comparison, they become envious. One who desires the fame, it is quite obvious that they get to have the people envious of him. Though one who is very humble and don't desire the fame, and who are very, very humble, and the envious people, they feel that they are, for example, the people who are very humble, they don't desire the fame. So the people who are jealous, they see him and consider him as quite ordinary because he is humble. So the people who are envious of him, they get compassion for that person and they give fame to that person. But Vaishnavas, but Vaishnavas are not the beggars of fame. Who are the real Vaishnavas or who desire to become the Vaishnavas, they are not the beggars of getting the fame in this world. It is not good to beg for something in front of others. If anyone gives anything to us naturally, or if anyone showers the love, it's okay. But to beg for these things, It is not desirable. So Prabhupada ji is saying, Madhavendra Puri, he was giving the title Vaishnav Raj, who is the king among all the Vaishnavas. Who is the king? Madhavendra Puri ji. So he doesn't want to show that he is quite, so that Gopinath ji is very dear to me and I am very dear to Gopinath ji, that he has stolen kheer for me. He never wanted to disclose it. He hid that. But looking after the different activities that he performed for Krishna, Madhavendra Puriji was trying to hide his feelings. But how much one can hold and hide? People get to know because love is quite apparent. The love that he had towards Krishna, the waves of love that he had, everyone was observing that. These were the symptoms. It was not a word. Madhavendra Puriji is not just asking that I love God. The symptoms are quite apparent. They are visible. You can get to know how much one loves Krishna. You can see the symptoms are quite apparent. Sometimes you can speak, sometimes you cannot, but symptoms are quite apparent. But looking after the symptoms, you can see how much one has a love for God, love for Krishna. For example, if anyone falls sick, so there may be rise in the temperature, or the body may be cold, and we say that it's fever. It's not possible. So whenever we have fever, we get to measure our fever. If there is no rise in the temperature of a body, so one may be lying about it. This is not possible. So Maharaj is telling kids before 20, 30 years, whosoever doesn't want to go to school, they used to lie. Those who don't want to go to school, they used to imitate as if they've fallen sick. Onion, they used to take onion and they used to keep in the armpit. They used to keep the onion in the armpit and keeping it the temperature rises. Yeah. So Maharaj is telling us a joke that the kids who never wanted to go to school 20, 30 years back, kids used to keep the onion under their armpit. That led to the rise in the temperature of the body. If anyone speaks that I got the flu, but there's no running cold, that means that he's actually not suffering. He's just telling a lie. So there are symptoms of every disease. There are symptoms of everything, and which are quite apparent. So similarly, there are the symptoms of love. Love is quite apparent. You need not speak anything. You can see from the symptoms. So looking at the love of Madhavendra Puri, everyone came to know that it is quite true that Lord has came to offer kheer to Madhavendra Puri. The nature of fame of Madhya Puri is very natural, but one who imitates the fame is actually bewildered. Like Sri Haridas Thakur ji, who always used to chant the name once. Once he saw a person with a snake, a charmer, a snake charmer. Sri Haridas Thakur saw a snake charmer and he was trying to make the snake dance. And just looking at that, he get absorbed in the Krishna Lila. That how our Krishna was dancing on the Kalya Nag, on the hoods of Kalya. And as soon as he remembered that pastime, he started having tears and he fell on the ground. And everyone touched the lotus feet of Haridas Thakur and they were paying obeisances, looking at because it is the nature of love. Because with the love, the one who loves anyone, he gets to see that person everywhere, every action, every word. He can see that his beloved everywhere. It is the nature of love. Haridas Thakur was able to see Krishna everywhere. Even looking at an ordinary snake, he thought of the pastime of Krishna dancing on the hoods of Kalya. And he fell on the ground. And devotees, they touched the sand of the lotus feet. Do you think Haridas Thakur was doing this for the fame? This is quite natural. This is natural love. There's a fine line to develop a feeling and a natural feeling. There is a fine line between these two. Like the love of a mother towards a child, a mother never learns this love online or never she leaves. Or do you think it's natural? Yes, this love is quite natural. A mother is never taught how to love a child because the love and the feelings of a mother towards the child are quite natural. Similar is the love. The feelings that one get to have is very, very natural. These things cannot be taught. These things cannot be learned through books or through online courses. The love of Haridas Thakur was very, very natural. And just remembering that past time, he fell on the ground. He was not doing the same for the fame because it is quite natural. But looking at Haridas Thakur, there was a person who was watching, but who always desired to have the fame. He also started imitating Haridas Thakur. So he tried to copy Haridas Thakur and he just looking at the snake, he fell on the ground. And he was imitating. Actually, he was not the real devotee. And when he fell on the ground, people get to know that this is not real, this is unreal. He's imitating. These symptoms are fake. These symptoms are fake. So everyone started beating that person. Everyone was taking the mud of Haridas Thakur's lotus feet. And for the other person, everyone started beating him because the symptoms of both were quite apparent. One is doing naturally out of love, and the other one is doing out of fakeness. Though though Madhavendra Puri never desired the fame, and he wanted to get escaped from Puri, but because he had the duty. This is one of the very beautiful word. Though Madhavendra Puri never desired the fame and he wanted to leave Jagannath Puri, before he left Ramana at the place of Khichura Gopinath, because he knew that people will give me honor. They'll offer their obeisance to me, they will show respect that he is the one for whom Gopinath stole kheer. So he ran from Ramana to Jagannath Puri. But even before he reached Jagannath Puri, people get to know that he is the one. So Madhavendra Puri started thinking in his mind that people are showing so much honor and respect for me. So even he thought of leaving Jagannath Puri to get escape from that fame. He wanted to leave Jagannath Puri also. But on one hand, he had the fear of getting fame, but on the other side, he had this thing in mind that I have to get Chandan, the sandalwood paste for my Gopal. On one side, he had the fear of getting fame and to escape from Jagannath Puri. But on the other hand, he thought of that Thakurji asked sandalwood paste, Malay Chandan, sandalwood paste for me, because he wanted to get cure of the heat. So, with the purpose of serving his Gopalji with the sandalwood paste, he was tired with the love and the desire to serve the Lord. This is such a deep thought. It's such a deep thought. A devotee never thinks of his own fame. He never gives importance to his own fame. What he considers more important is how he can serve his God, how he can serve his Krishna. Anything may happen to me, but I will never leave the service of God. So, what is more significant? Service is more significant. This is the reason our Gurujis and Acharyas, they are leaving Vrindavan and they are going abroad for preaching. This is a very heart-touching story, heart-touching incidents. That if someone gets to have the taste of Vrindavan Dham, nobody would desire to leave Vrindavan Dham. It's as if somebody is snatching their life from them. Somebody feels as if somebody is snatching the life from me. Then what to tell of Gurudev and Acharyas who want to leave Vrindavan, who has served their lives, the parikrama, the dham, to have darshan of Yamunaji, the parikrama of Vrindavan Dham, the katha, Hari Katha, the service. Who can leave that place? Guruji is getting emotional. ये सब छोड़त कहीं नहीं जाऊं, ये सब छोड़त परान गवाऊं. This is not easy. This is not easy. Nobody wants to leave Dham because their life, their heart is there only. And once you have to get out of that Dham, it's not the ordinary thing. Their heart, their life, everything stays there only. But sometimes you have to preach for Mahaprabhu, to serve Mahaprabhu, for the pleasure of their Gurujis, for preaching. Sometimes they have to leave the Dham. Sometimes that beautiful Vrindavan Dham has to be left. No one can understand this. And one who actually feels it, faces it, he can tell. No one can describe the glories of Gurudev. But what is in their heart, we can never understand. We can never measure the love of anyone, though we can hear it, but we can never understand or measure the love. For example, have you seen an iceberg? The thing that is visible on the top of the water, you have more and deep inside the water. It is 3 times deeper inside. So what is apparent from the top, it is a small portion. And whatever is there inside, it is so magnanimous. Guruji used to speak this. But are we able to understand it? Can we understand this? ब्रज धूले ही प्राणों से प्यारी लगे ब्रज बंडल माही बसाए रहो ब्रज धूल प्राणों से प्यारी लगे. If one gets to have love with Vrindavan Dham, no one can come out of that Dham. It is very, very painful to get out of that Dham. This is a sacrifice by our Gurudev. And we are enjoying the sacrifices of our Gurudevs. We are getting benefited because of the sacrifices they made in their times. That is why devotees tell, sometimes in USA, sometimes in Europe, devotees tell that who can understand the gravity that you keep on wandering around the world day or night, across the world, in one country or the other, sometimes in London, sometimes in Switzerland. And people think that this is a very wonderful job, that you're traveling the whole world. Oh wow, people get excited to go to Switzerland. People say it is one of the paradise on earth. People always get attracted to visit, to travel around the world. And those who are envious, they always speak bad. They speak that you roam around the world. It must be very much fun. But will you be able to understand what our heart desires? But the one who is envious, because he doesn't get to have the fame, so he kept on weeping because he himself desired to roam around. So one of the very beautiful thing is being told that Madhya Puri wanted to leave Puri because he's getting pratishtha there, fame there. But he know that I have to serve my Gopalji and get sandalwood paste for him. And this was the reason why he remained there. Though he wanted to go out of it, but still he remained there because he had in mind. For example, one bumblebee is very much strong. He may pierce across the wood. That he can pierce the heavy trunk of the tree. The sting of the bumblebee is so very sharp, he can pierce the trunk of a solid big tree. But in the evening, when he touches and sucks the nectar of that lotus flower, and in the evening time when the petals get closed in the evening, the bumblebee who's inside that lotus feet, he is unable to pierce the soft petals of the lotus because he gets so very intoxicated getting the nectar from inside. Though he can pierce a strong trunk of the tree, he can make the hole in the trunk, but he cannot pierce the soft, very soft petals of lotus. Though those petals are very soft, but that bumblebee gets absorbed in drinking the nectar. Though he is very strong for the wood, but he cannot be satisfied out of wood. But when he sits on the petals of the lotus, the love and the nectar of the lotus, he absorbed that bumblebee, and he don't want to leave that place. So what has absorbed him? So who made that bumblebee weak? Is it the lotus that attracted the bumblebee, or the nectar, the love of the lotus? It absorbed and intoxicated the bumblebee. Actually, it is the nectar, the sweet nectar of the lotus. Though that bumblebee gets intoxicated and he never wants to get out of that lotus. Who has binded that bumblebee? It is actually the nectar, the love of the lotus, who has binded the bumblebee. The love made him weak. We can take this example in many ways. We can apply this in our practical life. Though Madhavendra Puri Bhaji was very strong, he wanted to leave Jagannath Puri and wanted to go back. But because he had that desire to serve his Gopalji, that Gopalji desired this sandalwood paste. So I cannot leave the service in between. This nature to serve through body, through mind, through wealth. So if someone desires this kind of a bhakti, why won't he be getting bhakti? Why won't he be getting the prema? The languages of love is very weird, very amazing. It is not ordinary. There is so much to learn. Shri, Shri Madhavendra Puri ji. Madhavendra Puri ji told all the people who were serving Jagannath Puri, to all the servants, to all the gurus of Jagannath ji, that Gopal ji, Gopal, Gopal ji desired to have the sandalwood paste because he wanted to lower down the temperature of his body. And when they came to know that the Gopalji is asking for the chandan, for the sandalwood paste, all the devotees in Jagannath Puri, they they get to assemble the places from where they can get the sandalwood paste. There's one philosophy here. Gopalji has asked chandan, sandalwood paste. He has asked you to get it. So everyone was very excited. And to whom they are going to give the sandalwood? Whether they are going to give it to Gopal ji or Madhavendra Puri ji. So those who were engaged in assembling the sandalwood paste, they were very happy because by giving and assembling this and giving it to Madhavendra Puri, indirectly they are also engaged in the service of Gopalji. So they were very excited that Gopalji is desiring for chandan, for sandalwood paste, and everyone started running and rushing in different directions. That because of you indirectly, we are also going to get engaged in the service. This is one of the very beautiful conversation between Srinath ji, Udaipur, where the Srinath Puri, in all the homes of Gujaratis, you get to see the picture of when this news spread to the king of Jagannath Puri. When he came to know that Madhavendra Puri, through Madhavendra Puri, Gopalji has asked this sandalwood. So the king of that Jagannath Puri, he also assembled a lot of sandalwood paste and camphor, and he gifted. Even the king was absorbed in the service. And the members who were associated, they also get to serve Madhavendra Puri. That because of you, we are also engaged in the service. Because if Gopal himself is asking, so what more big service can we get? So this was the feeling. So we are going to continue the Katha tomorrow. You must have got the question paper. You must have answered all the questions. And we're going to discuss this in the future. And we are going to announce the results of the test. Okay. So we need one more day. Then only the test results will be disclosed. Maybe on Saturday. On Saturday and Sunday, we may not be having our class. There will be a class tomorrow. On So because in India, on 21st, we are going to have a big pratishtha of Ram Mandir. So even in Houston, there's a big program in Houston. Many people are called. So Maharaji is also busy. Everyone requested Maharaji. There's such a big celebration and procession. So Maharaji has to stay there. So Maharaji won't be able to take the class on Saturday and Sunday, but you may watch it live in Hindi and in English. Tomorrow we're going to have a class and we'll be disclosing thereafter. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Madhavendra Puri Pad ki Jai.